One more thing.
Hello. All one or two of you that are So, I've been mucking around a lot with ScummVM and also trying to get Shapeshifter to work, which is working, but I can't seem to get any software installed for various reasons rather. However, I have managed to get a few games moved across for Scum. I actually got on Amazon Games, as part of Amazon Prime Gaming, I got Sam and Max, and I thought, well, maybe that's got the data files that I need. So I just copied them across, and they work really well. However, my plan tonight is to have a go at the Dig, which is quite a nice kind of atmospheric Lucasfilm game that never made it to the Amiga back in the day. So that's my plan for now. Let me know if you can hear me okay, by the way, because I've absolutely no idea what the levels are like. Also, because some of the Scum games use MIDI, I'm actually mixing through my tone generator, and for some reason there's quite a bit of noise coming through, so there might be a bit of hissing, crackling, which isn't indicative of what it's normally sounding like, so I'm not really sure why it's doing that. However, so I'm actually monitoring the temperature of the 060 chip here using Rob Cranley's Solas Temps tool. As you can see here, I've got the Solas board, which is I think being demoed today at the Vintage Computer Fair in New Jersey. Amiga Bill is out there showing that off as part of his Pimp My Amiga setup, so that's quite cool to see. However, I can run Scum in 50 megahertz, but some of it gets a bit jittery, so I am running it at slightly faster. It tops out at about 75 degrees, doesn't crash. Stephen's on the line just now, so maybe he'll tell me if that's bad. I think it will just cut out if it gets too hot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that to 85 megahertz. And then I'm going to load up Scum. And so for those of you that don't know what Scum is Scum is it's like an emulator. Effectively all the old Lucasfilm and a lot of other games that LucasArts rather made or didn't make, it used the same scripting language. This scripting language, something Maniac Mansion, I think that's what it stands for, I don't know. But what it means is if you have the data files, you can run the games, and you can pick up data files from Mac versions, you can pick them up from PC versions. There's different versions of PC versions that you can pick from, so I've got some of the CD-ROM ones. Now, why is that doing that? Because I've already set this up not to do that. That's very strange. Doo-doo-doo. There we go. I had spent a lot of time setting this all up before I started, and I still managed to cock it up. Ah well. So you can see there are the games I've got. Tells you the versions as well. I've been mucking about. I mean, obviously, Secret of Monkey Island 1 and Secret of Monkey Island 2 came out for the Amiga. You don't really need to play it on Scum. But one thing that the Scum games have on the PC that they don't have on the Amiga is MIDI music, and there's only a handful of games. I think the sort of Space Ace and what was it called? Not Space Ace, it was something else. It was Space Quest. All these games, King's Quest, they used MIDI. So there's maybe 5 or 6 games that actually had it natively. But you can run MIDI through Scum, and it'll directly use what's called the CamD library, and it'll just play quite happily. It didn't need any setting up. I just plugged in, as you can see here, I've got the Datel MIDI master, and that is going to, I'll just show you, that's going to that, which is a Yamaha TG100 tone generator. Very simple. I got that a couple of years ago, and it just kind of sat there not doing much because I hadn't really figured out what I was going to do with it, but this is quite cool fun. So what I'll do is I won't start off with the Dig, because the Dig, ironically enough, doesn't use MIDI. It just uses the standard AHI audio. So just so you can get a feel for it, I'll run Monkey Island 2 with the MIDI. Let's see how it sounds. Interestingly enough, this is the PC version. I've got this big box set that has loads of LucasArts games, and it already had the copy protection switched off on it. So it's a legit version of the game that I own on CD. Anyway, so this is where you get a feel for the music. I always find it quite bizarre that the game starts like this and there's no music, nothing in the background, and you think, is it not working? So let me just go back to this. Here we go. You hear that crackling? It's really annoying. So this audio is being generated through the Yamaha. Amiga's not doing any of it. Let me know if you can hear me. I think I can skip this. No, you can't skip it. Yeah, I probably can. Actually, the microphone is up full volume, and I am hitting the yellow and the red when I'm talking, so I'm not really sure why that's so quiet. Maybe just turn the other one down. I'm actually using the mixer on my desk rather than in OBS, so what I'll do is I'll just crank up the volume on this and then turn it down on OBS. Here we are. Start of the game. And 100% I don't remember how to do this, so if any of you on the call, on the stream rather, can tell me how to play it, then that's cool. I should probably be reading this. It's not the talkie version, that's the only thing. So this is 256 colours VGA as opposed to the Amiga version, which is only probably 32 colours, which is quite cool as well. So not only do you get the MIDI music, which is really nice and really well done, you get slightly better graphics as well. If this gets really dull, let me know. I can put something else on. What I'm going to do here, just because, as I said earlier, I did actually set this up properly, but for some reason I've done something obviously that's broken it. I am just going to make that more or less, that'll be quite nice. I'll probably make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so basically I walk over this bridge and the guy comes out and hustles me for all my money, because I've got all this money down here. Here we go. The only downside to using MIDI music is that you don't get the audio reaction on the Solas, which normally is like a level meter which pulses with the music. However, I'm going to go with I don't pay for nothing. Oh, hello Orla. Do you like, does Orla like the point and clicky ones? I remember I was on holiday up north at Boat of Garton about 10 years ago, and my eldest would have been about 5 or 6 at the time, and I had a MacBook with Scum on it, and I installed all these games, and we basically, because the weather was terrible, we sat and played all these games. Julie loved it, so now when we're playing it, we play through like Fate of Atlantis and all these other games. Right, so he's just nicked all my money, all the treasure from Melee Island, or from Monkey Island in the first one, and now I've got nothing. Right then. I mean, let's face it, I'm just going to go to the first door I get to. Ah. So, peg leg. So anything you can interact with highlights at the bottom down here, and a right click will do whatever is being highlighted. Just for people who never played these before. And I mean, there's lots of useful things in here, but there's a woodsmith standing there. So let me just see what happens when I try to pick up something. Yeah. Okay, so talk to. Oh man, I remember this. Let's go for it. One of the downsides of having children is they interrupt you when you're in the middle of doing something like this. Oh. This is the, can you give me more time on my phone? There you go. Right, so keep going with the woodchuck joke, let's go. I mean, I think this just keeps going on and on, doesn't it? So I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna do that. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm I don't know how old your nephews are, but because my kids are a bit older now, you don't have to worry too much about young kids wearing you out all day, because they just keep to their own devices. Right, well, I'm going to walk out here now. Oh jeez, yeah, that's a lot of hard work. At some point I'm going to have to get the walkthrough out to refer to here, otherwise it's going to get pretty dull pretty quickly. Oh, and of course you forget things as well, hang on. I've committed the ultimate sin here of not using the mouse to scan everything on every screen I'm in, because there's stuff that you can pick up which I've clearly missed. Right, hang on. Yeah, that there. Flippin' shovel on the sign. I'm sure I forget that every time. I'm not gonna lie, I checked the walkthrough there to remind myself of that part. Walk right to the path and Largo appears. Select any of the speech options when he talks to you and you'll leave with the treasure. Attempt to get the bucket. The right ship. Is that the right ship? Dear, that was funny. Rob Cranley got home at 5:30 AM last Saturday, Sunday morning after going clubbing. And we were all worried for him because we hadn't heard anything from at that point, but later on in the day we did hear he was all right. I'm confused. See, my walkthrough is different to yours, Stephen. It's definitely an order to do things. Right, let's go and see the cartographer. You tell I haven't played this for years because... Let's see what he says. Yeah. Ta-da! Pick up the monocle. Okay. Time to go to the tavern now. Like, I'm just gonna follow the walkthrough. It is definitely more colourful than the Amiga version. And because I've got it kind of expanded out, it probably looks more pixely than it would have looked on a normal, nice VGA monitor. But, you know, there you go. Okay. Talk to the barkeep. Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I've got Simon the Sorcerer anyway, and I've got Flight of the Amazon Queen and Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis, and Monkey Island 1. There's a few other games that use Scum. Oh, there he is. Ah, a friend of mine. Actually, the guy I bought this Amiga from, obviously not the blue case, but I got this Amiga off a guy from work about 6 years ago for 80 quid, boxed in a desktop dynamite case with all software and cards and everything. Really good condition. The keys are a little bit, tiny little bit yellowed, but the white case is pristine. And he messaged me the other day saying he'd bought an A500 Mini, which is quite cool. I don't need one, but I've no issue. I know this is funny because everyone's like, "Oh, why are you getting an A500 Mini?" It's like, people can do whatever they like. Right, so I've got to use the paper with the spit, which is just lovely. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's right, yeah. So you go out here. It's funny because like when we played these games as kids, we didn't have the. I mean, maybe the walkthroughs were available like in magazines and stuff, but I never had them. And I mean, I don't remember having so much difficulty figuring out what to do. But thankfully, we've got walkthroughs for those of us who are old and, you know, losing our marbles. Okay. Take the knife. Alright, cool. So he won't notice me do that. Yeah, and it's a really slick interface. I watched the Perifractic review of it. I knew he had a prototype which he compared it to, but the interface, which I understand is actually not it's not specific to the A500 Mini, but it's really nice the way it works. And it's got a good selection of games, and as you say, you can put the WHD load games on there as well. Right then. See, I'd love a CD TV. Friend of mine got one back in the day, like not brand new, but he probably got it second hand for about 200-300 quid. And I remember we had all the magazines, and it was before the CD32 came out, and I remember they were showing like Microcosm, and they were also showing things like TFX, which obviously never came out officially, only came out as a CU Amiga, and also they just DID, whoever it was that made it, also made a game called Inferno, which used the same engine, which never did come out as Amiga version, but it came out on PC, and it was great fun. I remember playing it on my mate's PC. But I remember we were looking at all these like previews of CD titles, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get a CD TV because that'll play those games." No, and as it happened, he got it, and it was a basic A500 he had the keyboard and the mouse and the floppy disk drive and all the rest of it, but it was a pretty basic A500. Couldn't play the fancier A1200 games, and in the end I think he just sold it to his brother. This is funny because he just ripped off his own brother. Like, he was like probably 14 or 15 at the time, and his brother was about 12 or 13, had all of his pocket money and bought this Amiga CD TV, and I think about a week after that it died. Probably wasn't like terminal, it probably could have been fixed, but it just got binned, which is sad. But yeah, I'd like a CD TV just to put in the sitting room on top of the VCR, or on top of the whatever, you know, the VCR, like we've all got them in our living rooms, and then just expand it to the extent possible and chuck WHD load in it or whatever, you know. Yeah, exactly. So that makes it an altogether more playable beast. like anything, you know, there's loads of cool stuff. But a lot of the CD TVs that you see on eBay and stuff, they're not quite right. They're a bit shonky, and they've got like dents, or the front's hanging off, or buttons are missing, or the LCD doesn't work, and it's annoying. And the ones that do work are obviously like gold dust, and they cost a fortune. So what's next? Okay, go up to the laundry. It'd be handy if it was a talkie. I rid the world of LeChuck. So I would have loved to have got an Amiga 4000. Still would. I've got too many things I need to spend my money on though to justify it. I was one of those guys. I mean, the Amiga community is there's a certain element within it that still thinks that Amigas can come back and be competitive and provide fill a gap in the market or something. I've never been that guy, but probably until about the late 90s, very early, because I got my first PC in 2000, so I was using the Amiga exclusively up to that point. I was still kind of hanging on, going, no, it's just, no, because Gateway have just bought them, and no, they're a really cool company, and they're going to do some really cool stuff, and then, of course, nothing ever happens. So, but I mean, try to think when a 486, because an Amiga 4000 040 is probably roughly equivalent to 486. Would have been a lot more expensive though. Anyway, right, I should probably finish this conversation. What happened to your leg? Yeah, I need to talk to him about his leg and get him to ask me to buy polish. Island. That sounds like a fun place. Willie Beamish. That doesn't ring a bell. Was it a Scum game? There's a lot of Scum games which don't necessarily look the same as this, but they use the Scum scripting language. Sierra might have used Scum. I had a wee go at some of the Sierra games. They're like way back, like King's Quest 1 and Space Quest 1. I mean, they're they're really basic graphics, but they've got MIDI music, which is quite cool. But they're really basic graphics, and I find it just like, I tend to play Amiga games which are the sort of end of its run, or the ones which just look really good, even ones from earlier on which look really good, you know. But is this really Amiga gaming though? Because I'm playing the PC version of Monkey Island 2 on Scum. Who knows? Right, I'm just getting bored of this conversation now. And of course, Ron Gilbert's returning to create a new Monkey Island game. And they're saying that the Curse of Monkey Island and lots of the other things that have come in between are going to be canon, but the new game is going to be Monkey Island 3. But I thought Monkey Island 3 was Curse of LeChuck or whatever it is. However. There we are. Now he wants me to go and buy some polish. Murray the Demonic Skull. What? Anything would be better than Boris Johnson. I'm obviously missing something. Right. So I've got to go and buy polish from the woodchuck. Okay, back here. Oh, I've forgotten to do something because I'm an idiot. Back we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to organize some stuff. That's the wrong door. Why did I go in there? Right, yes. Again, I'm not doing the whole check everything on the screen, because remember we used to go painstakingly through the screen at everything, what will light up, the signs and people and whatnot. However, pick up the bucket. Right. Look at that, I've picked up all this stuff. Right, now I've got to go to the hotel. Right, so I've got a knife, and there's a little creature there. Use knife on rope. Pick up cheese squiggles. And that's Largo's room. Okay, so basically I'm trying to make a voodoo doll, aren't I? So pick up toupee. Quickly leave the room. Right, time to leave the town. And the good old map screen. Right, so I need to go to the swamp. Okay, use bucket with swamp. A whole bucket of mud. And let's go and see the lady. I'm actually looking forward to the music here, just because obviously it's ooh, class. Pick up string. Oh, Murray, the demonic skull. Yes, sorry, and that's coming back in the new game. Yeah, I saw that. Sorry, I'm slow on the uptake. Right, let's go talk to the voodoo lady. At some point very soon I'm going to have to go and get a beer, because all I've got is a Coke at the moment. And that's now finished. Right, so I have to basically get her to tell me how to make a voodoo doll. Are you doing that from memory? Because that's impressive. Evidence of a misspent youth. I have his toupee. Right, time to go to the beach. For some reason I thought the music there was going to change, but it didn't. Oh, you got to walk to the skull to get out, eh? There we go. You'll never guess what you know who is doing you know what with you know who. Beach. Right, I'm gonna go and get a beer. I'll be back momentarily. So a couple of weeks ago, actually more than a couple of weeks ago, when the Six Nations was on, a friend of mine brought an entire box of Beer 52, which was stouts and porters. And I'm not a big fan of stouts and porters, but they're in my fridge, so I might have to have a go at them. But this one is a third barrel IPA. Dublin, an Irish one. Nice. Yeah, must be very careful here because I have spilt an entire pint of beer over my Amiga before. I don't want a repeat of that. Right, to the beach. So I'm looking for a stick. It's a log. Is a stick over here? Oh, there it is. God, blinking, you miss it. Oh no, there it is there. Right. Pick up the stick. Slightly different colour from the background. And then leave. Cemetery. So this is where you have to find the Legrand family tomb or whatever plot you'd call it. Yeah, it's stout. I don't know. I'm I'm much more a fan of the lighter. So I think he'd got an accidental delivery of the dark beer selection instead of the light beers, which is why he gave it to me. Oh, that's very nice. Ooh, fruity as well. Right, so I've got to look at the tombstones. Use shovel. Use shovel. On grave. Oh, that's one thing you get actually. Whenever there's disk access, which is very occasionally, you will get the Solas doing something. Ha ha ha! That is funny. Right, yeah, so I've got the bone. Back to the wood tick. Hello, Ghost Suit. Thanks for joining us. Ah, cool. How's it going? So I'm doing a run through. Well, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to say that right now. But I'm playing through the walkthrough of Monkey Island 2 using Scum, and this is the PC CD version of the game running on Scum on this A1200 with the music coming out of the MIDI module instead of the Amiga itself. So, back into the wood tick. Oh no, I'm being stupid again. I'm thinking woodchuck, so I need to. The town's called Woodtick. I need to go back to the hotel. Again, I don't know how anyone figures these puzzles out because some of them are so obscure. So I need to go in here. I need close the door. Then I need the bucket of mud. On the door. Okay. And then hide behind the dressing screen. Another cutscene. Right, back to the laundry. So I think I've just got to wait until this sequence is over and then go back to Largo's room to get his laundry ticket. He's a very angry man. So once I finish up this next section, yeah, once I finish part 1, I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to try a different game. Because this game came out on the Amiga, but I've got other games that didn't. Where's the laundry ticket? Ah, there it is. Pick up. Laundry ticket. Open door. Leave. So I'm going to go and nick his clothes now. Talk to laundry guy. I'd like to pick up some clothes. That's LeChuck's stuff there, isn't it, that went past? Dead parrot joke there, was that? Ah. That's not at all controversial. Back to the voodoo lady. Right, let's go. To the map. What? Right, okay, I'm assuming that when I get the voodoo doll from the voodoo lady, she'll also give me the pins, because it says use the pins. I don't have pins. Yes. Right. Let's go. So quite close to finishing part 1 now. I have the bone of his grandfather. Oh, I've just noticed there's quite a few folk have come in. Hello everyone who's joined since I last checked the chat. Good to have you here. I'm relatively new to Twitch and streaming, so hopefully it's okay. Monosodium glutamate. Cheers. I added some little bells and whistles, these frames that I've got. I did that today because everyone else does it, so I thought I should probably do it as well. It makes it look a bit more Amiga-y. And the welcome screen as well. That was new, which you probably missed. Is she going to give me the pins, or have I got to go and find where these pins are? Ah, yes, I have pins. Excellent. Let's go. So I've got to go back to the hotel. No fast travel in this game, unfortunately. Oh, have you been streaming before, Forbes? I mean, to be fair, it's not just Amiga. I think I streamed some Elite Dangerous a long time ago. Oh, what am I doing? Back to the town. What's he doing? Don't go there. I was contemplating streaming some Civ as well. I was sitting watching Rob Cranley's A-Train stream the other day, and I was playing Civ at the same time, and I thought that A-Train looked really cool. Just because it was high res and all the rest of it, I thought about giving it a try. But another thing I tried before I came on the stream tonight was Theme Park, which is obviously another kind of strategy game. But the AGA version I have keeps crashing, which is annoying. There's probably like a tool type that I can change, but the non-AGA version just doesn't look very good. So what platform are they on? Escape from Tarkov and RimWorld? I know I've heard of RimWorld, but use pins. Oh, you gotta be really fast. Okay. Use pins. I mean, I've clicked the button there. What's it doing? I'm gonna have to wait a second. I think this time, right? Use pins in Voodoo Doll. Ha! Cool. I've basically, in the last 5 years, exclusively played Elite Dangerous and Civ. And Civ's kind of taken over in the last year and a half. And I routinely will sit and play Civ until like 2 o'clock in the morning on a school night. It's stupid, but Theme Hospital. That definitely never came out in the Amiga. I don't know if it will run on an Amiga through some kind of Scum type thing. I doubt it. Deep joy. So how long has that taken? I don't know how long I've been streaming for. One more turn. It's because you're like, right, I'll go to bed after this turn, and then something happens, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna have to deal with that now. 1 hour. Oh, that's alright. Right, so now I've got to get a ship to take me off the island. Nearly there. I backed the Kickstarter as well, because I was tremendously excited about a new Elite game coming out, and it really didn't become a fully rounded game for at least a couple of years after that, and then Elite Dangerous Horizons came out, which was just fantastic. And last year, and I played Horizons to the death, and I went right away across the galaxy and back again. I took 5 months doing it. I've made loads of money and I've bought ships, and I'm in the process of trying to get Elite combat rating by hunting Thargoids. And then I kind of played Civ a bit, and then Odyssey came out, which now gives you the first person running around, driving around in tanks, and it's quite cool. But I bought it, and then I played it like 4 times, and then I was like, no, I'll just play Civ. But I will go back to it. I will definitely go back to it. I mean, I upgraded my PC last year specifically to play Odyssey, and I've been playing Amiga games instead. So. I mean, this is probably a tad culturally insensitive these days as well, I imagine. Natty dreads, no, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I got a RTX 3060 last year, and all I've played in it is Civ, which obviously ran quite happily without it. Oh, sorry, yeah, I did get Flight Simulator, and that obviously needs the graphics card. That's fun. I love that game. I can't be bothered flying the big, massive, big airliners. I just like doodling around in a seaplane or something. I think I've just to stop this chat and then give him the monocle. Let's see what happens when I do this. Give monocle to Captain Dread. Like, how would you know to give him the monocle? It's just random. Yeah. I don't know what that means. 0906 cheat lines at your parents' expense. I'm missing something there. Right, so I've just chartered a ship. Why am I not on a ship? One moment. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. 0898, and it was 0891. 0906. I'm showing my age though. I remember the daft adverts where you could phone at 50 pence a minute and talk to somebody. Why would anyone do that? Right. My wife used to work at Sky, in the call centre, and after a certain point in the evening, people would phone in. I've missed something. Right, I'm gonna have to go back through the walkthrough. Yeah, but anyway, so my wife used to, and she used to have people would phone up and ask to get different, dodgy channels switched on. Or the best one was a woman phoned in and she said, "What are all these charges on my bill?" And Paula was like, "Oh, it's for adult content." And she's like, "Well, I've never ordered that." And then and she asked, "What was it? What was the adult content that had been requested?" And it was gay porn, meant for men. And all you heard as the phone went down was, "You promised me you'd never do that again." And it was just like, oh dear. Still quite funny though. Right, I've got no money, so for some reason, so let's see. Shovel, paper, knife, bucket, knife, cheese squiggles, toupee. What are the cheese squiggles for? Bucket of mud, small string, toupee, stick. You promised me! Right, I don't know why I can't get on a boat. But you know what, I'm going to save it there because I can't bother trying to figure it out. So I'm just going to save. That's end of part 1. Cool. So what I think I'll do... The mouse eats the cheese. Right, I'll come back to this another time. So, I am going to... Oh, it just reminds me of that Billy Connolly sketch where he goes off to have a wee quiet time to himself. It's his new hobby, furniture piling. It's better when he says it. Plus, it's probably not safe for Twitch. Right. And this is where I realise I can't see the bottom of the screen. There we go. Quit. And we are back. Whoa. So the temperature is currently 77 on the 060 at 85 megahertz. I think I'm running at 85 megahertz. 83.3. Fair enough. That's not going to go on fire, is it, Stephen? So, what I'm going to do now... Nah. That'll be fine. Yeah. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up the Dig. Now, the Dig... I remember seeing this game for the first time on my mate's PC a long time ago. And it was just mesmerising. It was amazing. And really, there's no reason why it couldn't have come out on the Amiga, other than most people with Amigas just had 14 megahertz chips and no graphics acceleration. But you know, the reason PC users had this is because they were forced to upgrade. But there you go. There's an alternate history where the Amiga prevailed, and that's fine. Multiverse and all that. Right. So, the Dig. Now this does have a really cool and quite atmospheric opening sequence. This doesn't use MIDI either. This is all just samples using AHI, but it's really cool. It works really well. So let's go. Let's put the volume up for this as well. This was produced by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, I think. So it's pretty cool. Back on the Brewdog Elvis juice.
Of course I miss you, darling. This is the loneliest place on earth. Most exciting thing ever happens here is the day when it don't rain. Excuse me, darling, I got some work to do.
The sound quality is really... I actually increased the sample rate and it sounds really good, the speech.
Get on in here, Pete. We got us a big old asteroid on a 3-week collision course with Earth.
Oh yeah, the Solace is going to go nuts all the way through this because it's constantly accessing the hard disk. This is class.
The asteroid has been named Attila, after the war leader of the Huns, who devastated Europe just before the fall of the Roman Empire. Attila was first spotted in a tracking station in Borneo. According to NASA sources, the probability of impact with Earth is 99%.
5, 4, ignition, 2, 1.
I hear that crackling on the audio, it's really annoying.
This is not a mission the shuttle was designed for, but as Mission Commander Boston Lowe said in the press conference last night,
if the shuttle is the last hope of the human race, then it'll have to do the job, won't it? Wait a minute, folks. Let me introduce the landing team. Ludger Brink is a noted geologist.
One thing I would
Evaluate our
note
data
is
on placement of the nuclear
if you leave the
devices.
TF card at 50 megahertz,
We have to be accurate.
the audio and the
The idea
animation is
isn't
slightly
to
out of
blow
sync.
until
It's a
it's
lot
a
better if
bit.
you crank it up a little bit.
If we did, some of the pieces would certainly hit Earth with devastating effect.
And now I hardly have to introduce Maggie Robbins to you. She's probably the most well-known journalist in the world.
Maggie, you're famous for having once said that you never put up with censorship in any form. Now you're under NASA command.
Miss Robbins is a reporter by vocation, but on this mission she's...
I think I can answer the question myself, Commander Lowe. Danny, I trained for this mission, and I have work to do in laying the
This
nuclear
is a
charges.
little bit jerky.
When I come home, I'll be a reporter and tell you all about it.
I think it's just
But
because
during
it's
the
trying to
mission,
load it.
I'm part of the team, and I will obey Commander Lowe like any good soldier.
That may be the biggest news story of all. Maggie Robbins obeys orders.
In going over your bios, I find that Professor Brink is also a noted archaeologist, while it's well known that Maggie is a prodigy at learning new languages. Is this just coincidence?
Not at all. We wanted the best and the brightest for this mission. Dr. Brink and Ms. Robbins are not narrow specialists. They are resourceful, widely educated, and creative thinkers.
Does that apply to you too, Commander Lowe?
My job is to keep everybody alive. I don't have to be bright, I just have to be careful. The other two crew members will remain with the shuttle. Ken Borden is the most experienced shuttle pilot we have. Cora Miles is our payload specialist. As you all know, she's a candidate for Congress, but we figured saving the planet is more important than campaigning.
It's cheaper, too.
Any parting message for the people of Earth?
We have exactly one chance. And we've got to do it right. Let all your prayers be with us.
Oh. Ought to have had animation like that on an Amiga game back in the mid-90s. One thing I would say about this as well is it's a lot slower between cutscenes than Monkey Island is.
Low here. Come on out, kids. The water's fine.
Robbins here, going independent.
Welcome to the wonderful world of space. Don't bump into anything.
I'll be careful, Commander.
Brink here, going independent.
I have a feeling I need to adjust the screen again for this.
Howdy, Brink.
Yeah.
Welcome to the place where geology and astronomy meet.
A professor once told me, astronomers are geologists with clean hands and a squint.
You going to quote him on that in some magazine, Robbins?
I'm just part of the landing team right now, Commander Lowe.
Okay, so I did play a little bit this earlier to remind myself what to do. Penultimate. Com. And then it's Miles.
Load a payload, over.
Check it out, they've got like a little video tablet,
Boston, I'm
like
on.
they knew the future.
You
You
wish.
wish. In your dreams.
Ready for the deployment.
deployment of the free fall tool chest.
Cue delay for cutscene.
Is the crew clear of the area?
Crew is clear. Proceed.
That was quite a cool wee sequence, that.
Everything fine with the pig, Cora?
Looking sweet, Boston. You just be good to my baby.
Load a landing team. I'm taking the pig down to the surface. Follow me.
You be good to my baby, Boston, you hear me?
We'll be back soon, Cora. Try not to miss me too much.
Oh, the
Blow out.
flirting. Yeah, I'm going to need to get some different cabling solution, I think, to get rid of that interference. I love how they've overlaid the sort of pixel drawn animated sprites with this kind of 3D animation, sort of rendered animation in the background. It's really cool. Okay. So, pick up that, pick up that, pick up that, and pick up that. Oh, my mouse has stopped working. Has this crashed? Hope not. It lives. Okay, so now you go back into space and you have to plant those charges. I've only just read your message there, Stephen. Right, I've got to go to quadrant 2. And then I have to use the 0G digging tool, whatever it's called. waiting around, I'm afraid. Okay, move to the target surface. Use 0G digger with target surface.
Let's see if we can clear up old Attila's complexion. Nice and smooth now.
Okay. Then use explosive unit alpha with dirt.
Shuttle, this is low. We're placing the explosive in quadrant 2.
Acknowledged.
Could you give me a hand with this, Brink?
I'll be right there, Commander Lowe.
I don't remember much about this game, but is Brink stereotypically a bad guy just because he's German? Because that would be really
Excellent work, Brink.
like bad.
Ken, the charge is set.
Instruments confirmed. Hey, I'm just so proud of you boys.
Okay, use arming key. With explosive unit alpha.
Look at the pretty red light, boys and girls.
Oh, that's just like Elite Dangerous. That's cool.
I'd say this charge is armed.
Hey! Whoop! Rob's here. So I've been streaming Scum games. Started off with Monkey Island 2, which although is an Amiga game, I was playing the PC version in 256 colours and using the MIDI audio. So it was a little bit different, and now we're on the dig. And I'm running the TF card at a rather toasty 85 megahertz, and it's about 70 something degrees. I'm going to do one more Scum game after this, just to show it, because it's really cool. But we'll do this sequence. Okay, so I need to go to quadrant 3. You been out tonight, Rob? Been out on the Randan 2 weekends in a row? Oh, nice. That is a great film. I've not seen that for a long time. Whoop. Alright, okay, so it's the old highlight everything bolder. Nice and simple. So use shovel with boulder. Just a sec.
Ken, I'm jamming the shovel in under the boulder, then using maximum down thrust to pry it up. Does that sound workable?
Well, I'm a little short on data about the tensile strength of shovel handles in 0G under maximum thrust conditions. In other words, who knows? It might work.
Boss,
You say that now, Rob.
if the handle
That's what
breaks,
everyone says.
maximum down thrust will smash you right into Attila. know the saying, whether the stone hits the glass or the glass hits the stone, it ain't gonna hurt the stone.
I was tucked up in bed. You were off at the club with a K. So Rob was kind enough to come out and watch my band play in Paisley last Saturday night. It was a great night actually. We had a really good time, and the Scottish Amiga group was represented. It was class. But there was a strong push for folk to go out afterwards, and I was having none of it. Absolutely none of it. I'm like, no, I'm going to bed. I'm knackered. Check out the animation on that. That's so cool.
Looks like it worked.
Now, aren't you glad I made sure the tool chest had a shovel in it? My rule is, if you can pick it up, take it with you, because you never know when you might need it.
So we're playing in Stirling next Saturday, a week tonight. We're supporting a Clash cover band, which should be quite good fun. So we're going to go with the heavier, punkier stuff this time.
Careful, kid. You don't want to find yourself getting quoted as a sexist pig in Maggie's article.
I'm not here to
I saw that exchange. I was like, Rob's like, you're either very generous or mad.
They'd never talk freely on the open frequency.
Everywhere should have a club with a K. Right. Use explosive unit beta with surface.
Shuttle, this is low. Now placing the explosive on the base of the asteroid in quadrant 3.
Acknowledged.
I need another hand here, Brink.
Of course, Commander.
Right, so now I have to use the arming key. I think my left mouse button's on the fritz.
This asteroid has a pair of landing lights now, kids. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Can you hear that crackling on the
Write
audio?
your material, Commander.
It's infuriating.
I get it all out of the newspapers, Robbins.
It's really annoying. I'm gonna get myself a proper 1/4-inch jacks to go into the back of the module and straight into the card, rather than it going through this kind of daisy chain that I've got here. It's something I think we spoke about this ages ago. There's like interference. If I go directly from the Amiga out to the PC, that crackling won't be there. And I could probably just do that actually now, because I'm not using the MIDI anymore. But it's just that if I'm using the MIDI, I have to mix the audio through the tone generator. But there's some kind of like bad earth or something. I have no idea. Graham tried to explain it to me a while ago, and because I'm an idiot, I didn't understand. Oh, there'll be some kind of differential between the polarity of the negatively charged electrons. I'm like, sorry, I'm an idiot. I don't understand. It's like, it's because he's a Trekkie. Perhaps if we reconfigure the deflector dish to emit an inverse tachyon pulse. That kind of chat. But I've got the... I can just go directly from the Amiga into the card rather than via that. So I might do that before I put on the next game. I'll do that. Right, so I need to go back to the shuttle now. And we're going to blow this sucker.
Let's head back to the shuttle and watch Attila do the old fire dance.
Oh, I was on a school trip to Germany, and I had one of those 110 cameras, you know, the kind of long, thin, rectangular cameras, and I had a charge. It had a flash in it, and something wasn't working. So because I was considering myself quite good with machines and gubbins, I opened it up and I touched the capacitor, which obviously had a full charge for a flash, and I just about got chucked off. I was sitting on a wall and I just went. It was quite sore. Okay, right, so now I go into the Pen Ultimate. They missed a trick here when they made the iPad, by the way, because clearly the Pen Ultimate is the predecessor rather. So comms, and then it's the weapons dude. Who is it? Yeah, Borden.
Borden? Come in, Borden.
I'm here, boss.
Is it crashing?
Boss.
Oh, there we are. Okay, so now nuclear
Both
explosives.
nukes are in place and armed. We made pretty good time, I think.
Looks good, boss. Come on back inside for the fireworks.
Cue cutscene. Oh man, it was a clout. I mean, it was like being punched. It was crazy.
Confirm everybody inside.
All in, Cora.
Oofed. But it's the amps that get you, isn't it? Not the volts. Or is it the other way around?
All clear payload.
All clear, landing team.
All clear, shuttle.
Confirm doors closed.
Doors closed.
Oh, 3D rendered animation. I know I keep on going on about it, but I just think it's quite cool.
The explosives armed. Houston gives us the go-ahead. Say when, boss.
Do it.
Do
Let's
it.
see, is it the
Do
big green
it.
triangle or the little red circle?
Shut up and push, Ken. My baby's getting impatient.
Here we go. We have detonation, alpha and beta.
What are the instruments showing?
Nothing big coming our way.
I was just saying earlier on, how like Elite Dangerous is that?
Still in one piece. There's a lot of seismic bounce, fracturing. We're stabling. Radioactivity in quadrant 1 is well within the safe range.
What does Houston say, Ken?
Everything's go for a
It's
service,
very
boss.
particularly satisfying core mining in
Then let's go, landing.
Elite.
Let's see what Attila looks like after plastic
I could
surgery.
chuck Elite on later on, actually. If I feel up to it. It's never good to drink and fly, though. I made the mistake once of playing Elite Dangerous while pished, and it didn't end well.
Be careful, kids. Attila is more dangerous now than before we tamed him.
Those were certainly profound first words to speak on Earth's new moon.
I'm not making speeches, Robbins. I'm concerned about keeping everybody alive.
Commander, I can collect rock samples later. Now I would like to get below the surface down into that tunnel.
Yeah.
We're gonna
I
do
think
it
I tried to
eventually.
do
Might as well do it now.
canyon racing in a
agree,
souped up
Robin?
Viper while drunk.
I'm game for it.
Terrible idea.
I've called the pig. We'll send it on
Right,
ahead
I was going to
right
say,
away.
like, the pig was the payload thing,
Remember,
right?
any rock
That
may
came
be
down to the
loosened at
surface.
any
They didn't
moment
retrieve
collapse
that
of any
when they
time.
blew it up, but there it is. That's
Please be
definitely
careful,
a gap in the
Cora,
plot.
send down the pig, please. We'll need the light.
Oh, and there's that really nice animation again.
You see anything unusual, Brink?
It's hard to determine how this tunnel was formed.
Was it created by the explosion?
No, it's very ancient. The explosions opened the door, but this tunnel... Old, but not as old as the asteroid.
What does that mean?
I don't know yet. It just feels unnatural. There are some odd projections near the bottom of this tunnel that don't seem to belong here.
I was going to say, Rob, have you had any word from VCF East about Bill's Pimp Your Amiga? I'm going to save this game here, and I'm going to put on a different game. Just because it's 11:30 and I'd like to try something else. Turn to launcher. So it has to be full throttle. So I got my mum and dad bought a Power Mac, G3 Power Mac. By G3? No, it was a 180 Power PC Power Mac, family one, the black one, and it came with Descent and full throttle. Now Descent I'm going to try and get running on the Mac emulator, but full throttle works quite nicely on this. This is a really cool. Yeah, I'll put the Mac emulator on. I was given some weird. I had it running fine and coming through no bother, but for some reason the screen modes are a little bit chunky. But yeah,
whenever I smell asphalt, I think
there almost certainly is.
That's the last sensation I had.
Descent might be Power PC though.
That thick
I'm not
smell
sure.
of asphalt. And the first thing I saw when I woke up was her face. She said she'd fixed my bike. Free. No strings attached. I should have known then that things are never that simple.
It's got a great soundtrack, this game.
Yeah. When I think of Marine, I think of two things. Asphalt and trouble.
Rip Burger, you're dumber than dirt. Oh, Mr. Corley, if you'd only listen to my plan, my vision.
Points if you can tell me whose
plan,
voice
Rip
actor,
Burger. You're
which
waiting
voice
for
actor
me
that
to
is.
die so you can take over my company. Oh, sir, that's horrible. I am not waiting for you to die. You know I've never liked you, Rip. But you have business know-how and killer instincts that I respect. Why, thank you, sir. But this latest idea of yours, riding up to our shareholders' meeting with a gang of bikers? Who do you think you're fooling? The shareholders, sir. It's good PR to be seen hobnobbing with real Corley Motors customers. What do you know about our customers, Adrian? You've never even been on a bike. Well, you know
So
I'd be
any
on you
guesses
right
who's
now,
voicing
sir,
him?
if it weren't
Adrian?
for my destabilizing inner ear condition. Ah, your ears are fine. It's what's between them that scares me.
Not the old guy, the big guy on the right hand side. Yeah, so if you don't set the blizzard, terrible. If you don't set the TF card to 85 or higher, this is quite jittery, this sequence, but it's fine. That's
Now there goes some boys I can ride with.
It's
Come
Mark
on,
Hamill,
let's find out who they are.
Luke Skywalker himself. Class. go. Sounds a wee bit choppier than it was. Not sure why. That's livable with. I'm not going to play this, by the way, because I'll crank up the Mac anyway. I'm not really sure you can skip this. That's what the music system was called. Oh, escape.
Hey, Ben. You know, Ben, we're broke.
Yeah?
And if some cash doesn't come our way soon, we're in big trouble.
Relax. I have a feeling something's coming our way. Something big.
You better stay out here, Rip. This place is bikers only. All right. Who's the guy that drove over my car?
What could possibly be taking so long?
Maybe old man Corley got himself in trouble.
Yeah, maybe they took the old guy out back and worked him over with a 2x4.
Sounds like the brain.
Notion, but improbable. More likely he's boring them to death with some tale of the glory days.
But Malcolm, isn't that illegal?
Not back then it wasn't.
So who do you ride with these days?
He rides with me. Although I'm sure he'd much rather be riding with your little club.
I told you to wait out in the limo, Ripburger.
I thought you might like some help with your sales pitch, sir.
Sales pitch?
Yes. We have come here today to offer you and your men employment. Mr. Corley requires an escort to the annual Corley Motors shareholders meeting.
Does this look like an escort service to you?
You would be well compensated for your time, of course.
Not interested.
It's fairly obvious that you could use the money.
Listen, I said we're not for rent. The polecats are not goons for hire.
It's just classic. Production values. Superb.
Ripburger! That does it. I'm gonna...
Hold on there, Malcolm. If you don't mind, I'd like to step outside with Mr. Ripburger for a little chat.
Excellent idea. And the doctor says he only has a few months to live.
That's bad news for all of us. He's not just a nice guy. He's also the last motorcycle maker in the country. What happens to Corley Motors if he dies?
Don't worry. I have a plan. And if you come to the shareholders meeting with us...
It's funny because this setup...
No dice, Ripburger.
It must be 10 minutes
the polecats
before you
are
actually
not
do anything.
thugs for rent. If you want to buy muscle, you should go find the Rottweilers.
The old man says it's the polecats or nothing.
Then I guess it'll have to be nothing.
And that's your last word?
That's it.
Well, I'd like to make you just one final offer. Bolus, take this coat and go get his motorcycle. We'll have to tie up this.
So I'm actually running this from. I've actually got the game on CD for PC. I just copied the files over from the CD, and I'm running that. So
boy, is
It's a
he in
legit
for a
copy of the game.
surprise.
Same with the dig as well, actually. To be
Hey,
fair.
where's Ben going? Your colleague has decided to accept our generous offer after all. As a matter of fact, he's gone on ahead to scout out the route. He did? Well then, let's roll 'em, boys. Yahoo! Orville, here we come.
Right, so I'm going to save that there, because that's the start of the game. Excuse me. Excuse me, indeed. That's the start of hay fever. It kicked in today properly for the first time. Right. So, quick back to Windows. Whoa, 78.5 degrees. I think I'll put that down now. Actually, that's something else I should say as well. So, I have a 2 GB Mac partition on a CF card attached to the TF card, the TF1260. And I'm using the angled CF card adapter, you know, the kind of triangular one, with a crappy old Transcendent or something like that CF card, and that card will not run above 50 megahertz. If I use one of these, then it does run at 85 megahertz. But since the Mac, it took about an hour and a half to initialize a 2 GB partition on Shapeshifter, and that was using the IDE on, because obviously that even though the TF isn't set to faster than 50 megahertz, the IDE is obviously twice the speed of the onboard one. So even taking that into account, it took ages, and I don't want to use a 32 gig card for a 2 gig. It seems overkill. So as it stands right now, I am running Shapeshifter in a actual Mac formatted partition on the IDE on here. Now, when I was using this the other day, and I was using it through this, and it was fine, and I got it full screen, and it was whatever. But for some reason, it doesn't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this back to double PAL high res no flicker, because that definitely was working. And so if you're new to Shapeshifter, it's dead simple. I mean, obviously I needed a bit of help, and I found some stuff online, and the thing that was causing me the issues initially was I needed to get this MU EVD. So this is basically a MU Tools application, which effectively is a graphics driver. There's also some stuff that prior to OS 3.1.4 or 3.2, I'm not sure, you needed to have like something called Prepare Email or Prepare Email 1200 running in your startup sequence. You don't need that anymore. You do need MU Fast 0 enabled, which gives you it basically reserves the first certain amount of memory, and Shapeshifter needs that, but that's done by default in OS 3.2. So I am going to run this in 640 by 480 double PAL, 256 colors. As I said, I'm running off a physical drive on EHIDE device. Alright, cheers Rob, good night. Sorry I missed your maybe he's gone already. Yeah, so I'm using a physical device. I'm not emulating floppies, because you don't emulate, you need a high density floppy disk to run Mac floppies. I don't have one, so I'm not using it, but you can use a bit of software to mount them. SCSI is obviously through the HIDE. I don't have the CD-ROM attached, but I think you can get it to work. So I'm just going to run that, and we'll see what happens. Oh, it's so cool. Check that out. Let me just recenter this screen. So, an Amiga 1200 running emulated macOS. I believe is faster than the equivalent Mac of the time. So I mean, the mouse is a wee bit laggy, and when I've watched videos, it's not. So there's maybe like a different emulation mode for the mouse, but apart from that, it's fine. Now I don't have anything installed on it. Right, I have I could probably do something right now. Actually, let me just plug in my CF card down here. Because what you can do is once you've got it loaded, you can go back to the Amiga desktop. Let me just. Oh, I'm an idiot. I've amended my. I've committed a cardinal sin. Let me just change this back. I've actually got a proper scene set up just for the Mac. Why is that not? Ah, that's why. There you go. Sorry, I've actually got a special scene set up for the Mac. Yeah, but in here you can basically go into Workbench. Now you don't want this mounting every time you load, so it's not in devs, it's in storage. But if I go into storage and then go to DOS drivers and then click on Mac, what that does is it mounts the Mac handler, and that means that I can actually browse the Mac hard disk from the Amiga side. Show all files. There you go. So those are the desktop folders on the Mac. Now on a Mac, an executable is comprised of two forks, a resource fork and a data fork, and the Mac handler can only copy one of them at a time, and I cannot get my head round how to move an application across in two parts. I don't know how to merge the file. I think there's a utility that does it. Oh, I've got a wee glitch here on my desktop here. Not sure what that's all about, but anyway, so I now have macOS running simultaneously with Amiga OS full speed, which is quite cool. So, like I said, I've only installed a couple of apps. And these are needed to kind of mount files and do various things. My intention is to get games like Warcraft 1 and 2, Dark Forces, which is the Star Wars the original first-person shooter. But I mean, to all intents and purposes, I think as well. So that I'm using a ROM from an LC2. I think, but you can basically I could probably what they recommend is you use a ROM which is kind of from the same point in time. I don't think any Macs ever ship with an 060. So what you do is you find the last of the 040 Macs and you use that ROM, which I think is what I'm using. But I think you can push it right up to macOS 8, maybe even macOS 9. Basically, if after macOS 9 it went to PPC, it wasn't a dual binary. It couldn't do 68K and PPC after version 9. But I'm pretty sure I can upgrade this to System 8 and from that I can get Microsoft Office up to like Office 97, I think. I can get Photoshop, Illustrator. You can use. Don't get me wrong; they'll be horribly slow. Marathon, yeah, I could probably run the original Marathon. Will run it. My friend had a 68030 Mac with Marathon, so, or maybe it was an 040, but either way, Marathon should run. I'm not sure how it will do though, because I don't have a video card, so it might be that it might not be as good. However, that's my next thing, is to try and work out how to get all these bits of software running. So in the last few weeks, my projects have basically been getting Scum set up, getting MIDI set up, and getting Shapeshifter set up. So I'm 3 for 3. I'm delighted. But there's really nothing I can do. There's no software installed. Let's see if the jigsaw puzzle works. Yeah. Not really sure what to do with this. How do you play this? Options. Start new puzzle. Large. Oh yeah, and the sound. Yeah, I've got audio as well, which is quite cool. So that's quite cool. So yeah, it's fun, and like I said, it opens up a whole host of software that didn't come out. Sequels to games that were made for the Amiga that never came out. Civilization 2, Settlers 2, stuff like that. So, I'll tell you something else though. Amiga OS at this point in time it was a better OS than this, as far as I'm concerned. Mum and Dad had a Mac, and I used to really detest using it. I was really annoyed because they phoned me from PC World and said, right, we're in PC World, what should we get? And they were both teachers, and the teachers at that point in time were just like, oh, it has to be a Mac. And I said, don't get a Mac. Don't get a Mac. You don't need a Mac. Just get a PC. Don't spend more than whatever it was at the time. It was like, get a cheapy one. And they came home with this Performa 5400 PowerPC Family Mac Edition. Cost an absolute fortune. And yeah, I was like, oh. But, it was what it was. I was still using my Amiga at the time. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. It runs, it's fine, it's nifty. But if I want to run the 060 at faster than 50 megahertz, I have to use a different CF card and adapter in the TF1260, because it's quite fickle. I think it's to do with the timings are very, very tight. So yeah, I have to basically marry them up to get the right options. Why is that? That's weird. That's not closing. Right, I'm going to restart my machine. So it is now 10 to midnight. How many folk are still here? Oh, there's a few folk. Where, just out of interest, because there's obviously some people here that aren't necessarily chatting away. Where is everyone? There's a few obviously guys from Scotland on the stream, from the Scottish Amiga group. Be interesting to know who else is here. I will take requests now for games, whatever, anything at all. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to find if any of the revision demos have made it onto the demo scene archive. Let's see. Demos year 2022. No, nothing on there. Where see, I was talking to the guys earlier on today, and Stephen Leary said that the demos should be on scene.org, and scene.org doesn't resolve to a website as far as I can tell. Let's see. Parties in 2022. Assembly revision 22. Oh, they are there. Right, let's get some revision 2022 demos on, eh? Where are we? Let's do that. So, play some samples, audio samples. Oh, I'll tell you something quite cool, actually. Right, see this little tool here. This is the MIDI player. So I actually downloaded some just straight up MIDI files to see if I could get it working. And honestly, it was a piece of cake to get it working. But you need to hear this. This is really funny, right? So like, I thought that was the Avengers, the movie, but it's not. It's the Avengers TV show with Patrick McNee. And this Star Wars theme is blatantly not the Star Wars theme. I've no idea what it is. But this is really funny, right? Let me know if you can hear this. I'm gonna get a beer. It's the Yamaha TG100, so it's got the FM synth, I think, built into it. I just find it really funny. So I also bought, I don't know if you can hear me actually, I'm going to turn it down. So I got myself a MIDI keyboard a couple of years ago, specifically to use with this and Optimed and or any other sequencer or tracker package, and it's about €15. It's a Novation, so it has USB, so it'll work with like modern DAWs, but it's also got the MIDI port, so it'll control the Amiga as well. So I was intending to get all that set up. I've also got a Roland drum synth, a decent one, which the Amiga can control as well. And then my intention, I've got a friend, one of the guys in my band, he's really into this sort of stuff. He's into retro as well, into Amigas and all the rest of it. And he runs a studio not far from me, and he fancies doing some kind of electronica MIDI using the Amiga and stuff like that, just to see what happens. So it'd be quite cool if we do it. But anyway, I don't know how to stop it once it starts. I think you have to wait for it to finish. So if I just restart the machine. What a tune though. Anyway, let me reboot. So this next one is another Dublin Tropical Fruit Pale Ale. I'm sure it's lovely. Thunder. Right, let's download some Revision 2022 demos. Boom, boom, boom. So we need Amiga demo, LAX Extreme Boost. I've not even seen this. I've no idea what it's like. Who's it by? You can't see what I'm looking at, obviously, because I'm... Let's see who if I can... Well, there's only 4 of them. I'll just download them all. The wonders of modern technology. I can take this, plug it into my PC, and then take all the files and chuck them straight on the Amiga. Just give me a minute. I could probably just... I've got the internet on the Amiga as well, but it's probably quicker just doing it this way. Oh, that's a zip. Nah, I'm not interested in that. So these are the Amiga demos. Amiga intros, no. Old school. Oh no, there. Right, let's just try that. Right, let me just copy them across to the Amiga. Do. Boom, boom. I should probably have some music playing or something while I'm doing this, but anyway, just give me a minute. Eject. There we go. So that's 3 revision 22 demos just downloaded and then put in. Don't know why I'm doing that because I'm not going to use that. Shell CFO. Okay, so LHAX LAX Extreme Boost.lha. That was quick. Let me just copy that onto demos. I just put it there actually. Right. I have no idea if this is safe. So that obviously Twitch have rules about what you can and can't do. So I may have to cut it short if it turns out that it's not. But let's just, what we'll do is we'll crank it back up to 85 megahertz, and then we will. I'm just going to turn that light out so you get a better view of the machine. Let's just look at this README first. Laxative effects, extreme boosts. Amos. Right. I have no idea. There's no quality control at play here. This could be terrible. Usually the quality of demos is top notch, so I have no idea what this is going to be like. Ooh, that's a nice beer. I remember I once used Amos to make a slideshow of pictures at school. We had a couple of Amigas in the art department at school. And I used the video digitizer, Video RGB, which I've actually got one around here, to take pictures of all the staff, and then I did a wee bio, and then I had all these things. It was like programmed at 11. It's the only thing I've ever done in Amos. light show. It's Amiga, therefore I like it. Right, okay, so that's that one. So I'm just going to stop. There we go. Right, let's see what the next one's like. So the next one was called Soul Strain. One file. Let's see what this one's like. Again, no idea about the quality of this one. Let's just see what it does. Oh, that's cool. Oh no, I saw this on YouTube. It's actually quite cool. Michael Jackson. The lights are nice! Yeah, so Forbes, I do have some quite cool stuff under the bonnet in this machine. And I have to say, the Amiga scene in Scotland is there's some really cool stuff that's coming here. I think when you consider the popularity of Stephen's Terrible Fire cards and this Solas board, which was something that came out of conversations that me and Rob had about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Started out as I want an extra power supply for running something. Oh, running the Bifrost, because these lights are custom as well. This one's here. They're customizable. And then it was like, oh, why don't we just have a full RGB controller? Oh, there's some fan headers on there. Oh, we can do this. And it just spiraled out. Oh, yeah, you're not missing much. There we go. I was just talking about Rob Cranley's Solas board. It's a work of absolute genius. I get a big kick out of it every time I turn it on. It's class. And you can configure it in any colour you want. You can do rainbows, and it's just like your RGB on your PC. Uses the same strips as well. So, and you can even, it's got 2 headers as well. So I could actually run one. What I was thinking of doing was running an external LED for ambient lighting on the desk. So like just attach a strip of lights to the back of the desk and just have the Amiga control that for like backlighting behind the monitor. So that was a cool wee demo. I think I'm done with that though. What's the next one? The next one is Void Bunny Cracktroll. I'm surprised there's not more. Maybe they just haven't been uploaded yet. What I'll do for Forbes' benefit, because he might not have seen them, is play one of the ones from last year, which is just awesome. If this is just a crack troll, it's going to be quite simple, I think. Crack troll.lhe. Let's have a look at the README. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this one as well. Easter crack troll. Oh, all kinds of weird shit going on there. Yeah, I've seen this one. So I think crack trolls are specifically, they sit within the first part of a disc or something, first boot block. I don't know. Again, we're getting into technical chat I have no idea about. It has to be a certain size and run at a certain point. Yeah, I mean, this is fun and everything, but it's not the sort of thing I'm interested in. That's quite enough of that, I think. Oh, and I can't quit out, can I? Ah, there we go. Done with that. Last one is Glute. Oh no, I only downloaded 3 of them. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to play one of the ones from revision last year, which is amazing. I'm just going to delete them because I don't need them. So yeah, there's a where are we, demos? It should be on, oh no, it'll be under AGA, sorry. T. Nope. Yeah, it is there. Martini Effect. So I've played this one before. It's class. This will take a while to load, but when it does, it's totally worth it. Let me just put this I'm going to put the volume back up on this. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. So who's still around? Because I've just downloaded a couple more demos. So I'm gonna play I think I might have downloaded these before, but I'm not sure. Whoops. I'm not sure if I've played them. Yeah. Oops. Oops. Yeah, I've typed that twice. That was stupid. CPS, brutalism. What? TPS-brutalism.lg. It's definitely there. There we go. I think I'll make this my last one. Unless anyone wants to see me play any more games. And they don't have to be Scum games. Happy to take requests. Now, have I already got this? I do. It's already there. Oh well. Oh, that's clever. Oh, it's messing about with screen modes, this one. That's going to be a pain.
Да, мы картинку получаем, да, видим, что идет доблет, но по возможности все равно
pretty cool. I think that's the first time I've watched that, actually. I must have downloaded it a while ago and then never watched it. Just the talent these guys have is ridiculous. Let me just see if I can get this, find this unique one. Did I download that? I did. Let's give that a bash. That's cool. Yeah, every time the screen mode changes, it's going to take a second or two to catch up. Which Mortal Kombat? Like, number 1? And that's it. Well, seeing as how you mentioned Mortal Kombat, let's see what it's like. Get there eventually. Ah, right. Well, you know what? You mentioned it. I haven't actually played this probably in 30 years. Easily. Clicking's really bad. I know I've been doing this all night, but that is really bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out of there, and then I'm going to put that into there, and then I'm going to swap out the MIDI output. Hopefully that will be click free. Oh, it's not. Oh, what the hell's that then? Maybe it's the capture card actually. What I can do is I can have the audio go into a different. I've got one of these, which is a audio interface which I have used previously. So maybe it's interference on the actual capture card. So I'll need to look into that. Anyway, let's go. I have no idea how to play this. Ah, right, cool. Options. Difficulty. Easy, please. I have no idea what this is. Let's go. 30 years old this game is now. That's nuts. Oh. Kano, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, I can't remember all their names. Liu Kang. Liu Kang, that's him. Sonya. Oh, take that. How did you... What?
Sonya, win.
What? Outrageous. All you can hear on this is click, 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 click as I play it.
Who
that.
can win?
Yes. Do you know what? It actually is quite good. It's fast. That kind of, the sprites are really well animated as well. Oh, come on! What? That was fun. Nah, you're alright. That'll do. That's enough of Mortal Kombat. But yeah, that's cool. Right, so I will be calling it a night shortly. But before I do, I think I'll put on a wee bit of music with PT1210, because I always do that because it's really cool. I'm not playing techno. What's in? Oh, that's annoying. I thought I'd sorted that earlier. So Forbes, you might not have seen this before, but it's a really cool little app, which goes really well with the setup I've got. It's really to enable DJs, like so Amiga mod DJs, to play, as basically it mimics a turntable. See, what you do is you have two Amigas side by side, both running this, and then you can mix and do cool stuff. However, I don't know how to do that because I'm an idiot, so I'm just going to play some tunes. And I always love playing this one, because if you're a Prodigy fan, you'll get this. It's the equivalent of air guitar when you're playing a synth. It's an air synth. So yeah, this is a really cool little app. I think I shall call it there. I have absolutely no idea how to raid anyone. There is actually another Amiga stream going on just now, but I have absolutely no idea how to raid it. But probably most of the folk in this channel are going to go to bed anyway, so let's not worry about it. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to my inane nonsense and watching me play Scum games and Amiga demos. I'll probably stream at some point in the next wee bit. Probably once I've sorted out the Mac side of things, I'm going to try and stream some Mac emulated gaming, probably Warcraft or something like that. Just that would be quite cool. Yeah, I've had 3 or 4 cans of beer. It's been quite nice. And while I was doing this, my wife's completely tidied the upstairs and the kitchen. I mean, it's magic. I did help a little bit. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you very much. See you next time. Cheers.